Coach Mike Howard, how y'all doing? Las Vegas Saints, head coach, owner of the team. 25 years of having a team and doing this in Vegas. Ready to play some ball, man. Again, we just finished winning the championship this spring. Now we're trying to get ready for the fall championship. But hey, keep your eyes on the Las Vegas Saints. We coming, baby. We coming. Coach Mike.
And good evening to the 40th edition of The Other Side of the Ball. We will have fun and talk football, but in this particular moment in time, the Las Vegas football community suffered a tremendous loss this past week. As you saw in that clipping right there, coach of the Las Vegas Saints, Mike Howard, passed away, and he was touched by many that played for him, that coached against him, that coached with him, and certainly want to say to the family and to those that were inspired by him that we dedicate this 40th episode to him and his lasting legacy and memory. And now I will yield the floor to anyone that would like to speak about Coach Howard.
I'll take the first game. It's the 48th episode, right? It keeps sounding like you're saying 40th. I just
No,
make sure.
48th.
Okay.
The Bud Dupree 40th episode.
All right. So I didn't hear that whole intro. It kind of threw me off.
No, I'm sorry.
Would have had the number reference with the uniform. But, yo, man, Coach Mike was an absolute joy and super supporter of A7FL. He reached out to me once he knew what I was doing and offered and volunteered his services. Hey, brother, how can I help you out? I love what you're doing. Love what you're doing for football. Love what you're doing for the community. And weekly, he would call me just to tell me how much he loved what I was doing for the community and for football. We helped each other out wherever we could. He had a few guys that were looking for help with registration fees, and we worked out a deal where the league paid his registration fees, and they did our flags for the season, or our hold our markers for the season. So, traded information on people, helped each other out with equipment. He just was an all-around good guy, man. And that news that morning, it was rough. Mike had big plans for the future. He was going to get involved with A7 twice and then backed out twice. And the last time he backed out, he's just like, there's too much drama over there. I don't want to deal with all that noise. And that was like 2 days before he passed away, man. So it's definitely heartbreaking for me. I really enjoyed the man. Didn't really know his family all that well, but we talked about him quite a bit. And just an overall great dude, a fantastic mentor to the entire football community, flag, tackle, A7. Virtually everybody either played with, for, or against him at some time in their life, if you're involved with A7 right now. But just a rock-solid dude, and we lost an absolute champion.
I think if there's two things I can take away, number one was just the outpouring of love that he received from a lot of people, just from the players' boardroom alone. And one of his last posts where he was strong about his faith and his belief. Those are definitely two things that I will take away, and just the outpouring of love he received from everybody that knew him or knew of him. And again, I know the Vegas football community is hurting, and certainly those that were affected or touched by him, we send our prayers and our best wishes to you and yours. In addition to that, as now, whoa, you okay there? Well, now that we can introduce now. I'm Double A Anthony Alvarez.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
Boy, I totally misjudged that. That was not where I thought it was.
Double A Anthony Alvarez
It
in the
was like
house.
a real heartwarming, like real melancholy, like or not melancholy. I don't know what the big word is for
probably
that.
it.
I
But
don't
it
know,
was
maybe
just a real
it was a baseball
heartwarming
slide
moment.
into the chat. I've been watching Little League World Series.
You
My
bricked
bad.
that landing.
To which, shout
He
out.
landed like the albatross from the rescue down under.
To
I
which,
know y'all remember that cartoon.
No,
Yeah.
It was an early Disney cartoon, The Rescuers Down Under.
to which, shout out to Henderson, Nevada for a fantastic showing, getting to Williamsport, Pennsylvania, having a fantastic showing in the League World Series. They came up a little bit short, but just want to give them a shout out. But anyways, I'm Anthony Alvarez. Casey Cox is in the building.
Hello.
From the Rainbow Bridge of Asgard, he's the mighty Viking Scott McCorkle.
Top of the morning, gang, gang.
And of course, the championship owner. And somebody had a birthday this past weekend, Mr. Duncan.
Somebody old.
Oh, stop it.
Yes, and thank you for all the birthday wishes. I appreciate everybody who reached out. Facebook, social media, text, phone calls, dropping by the house.
Actual videos.
Right, actual videos. Yeah, I appreciate everybody. I'm not really a big happy birthday guy, but you know, once you start hearing them like that, you're like, man, there's a lot of love in this building.
Well,
a lot of
there
love coming
is.
through my phone right now, and I enjoyed it. Man, family members reaching out, just it's beautiful. Kind of puts things in perspective for you every now and then.
Well, while we're on this well wishes and peace thing, also we want to send our love and best wishes to those still trying to put their lives together back in Maui, in the wonderful, beautiful island of Hawaii. Our prayers to them, and also our prayers to those just this past weekend in Southern California dealing with Hurricane Hillary.
And quickly, shout out to Amy Ashmore. Hope you get
yes,
well soon.
yes,
That was
Steve's wife had a challenge, but appears to be getting better. But Steve, who went on his own Facebook page today and was appreciating the love. And Steve, we want you to know that we're thinking about you, and you don't have to fight this alone. So glad that the missus is doing well. So, with all that said, gentlemen, how was your week?
Oh, it's been a week. That's for sure.
Has it?
Already.
my week was fucking amazing. If you want details, we can get into it. But
Yeah.
from rolling out of the birthday, well, probably the most significant thing that happened on my birthday that was not part of the birthday celebration specifically. I've been dealing with gout and a tore up hip and other issues that I've been having. And my wife took us to our favorite massage spot. Shout out to Sparadise on Paradise, and right across the street from Gordon Biersch.
Been there.
Yeah, it's a Thai massage place, right? And if you guys have never had Thai massage before, it's like the Asian massages you get anywhere else, but it's way more medical than just entertainment, like some of the other places will.
More medical than sensual.
Yes,
Okay,
for sure. And
okay.
they like grab your wrists and ankles and stretch you and like walk on your back and take your legs and butterfly them out and push on stuff. It's like
So
going.
they really try to get the knots off.
That's
for-
my
for
kind of
real.
party.
Yeah, it was like it almost like chiropractor meets massage, right?
Oh.
But while they were doing their little dance on my back or whatever it was, they actually popped my hip back into place,
Oh my goodness!
and I am sleeping so much better. Like it was an absolute miracle. And I was at my chiropractor before I came here, and he's like, "Oh man, your feet are back level." I'm like, "Yeah, they actually popped my back. Like you couldn't." I'm kidding. He didn't find it funny either. But
You just told him the side chick did it better. He don't like that.
Well, you had a nice view today for work. How did that go?
Oh man, like I've just been very blessed lately. Amazon picked me up for a bunch of camera jobs, but they flew me out to Pittsburgh last week. So my first time out in Pittsburgh. That city is beautiful, and like flying in there, there's so many football fields out there. If we aren't set up out there, I was out there like the entire time talking about it. So I mean, I rarely stop talking about A7, but like. It was a cool job, and then straight when I got back, I'm straight back to T-Mobile Arena, and then we got another store at Allegiant, and it's all kinds of fun stuff. And then I'm going to San Diego after that. So,
Did you think about
having
jumping?
fun.
Did you think about jumping in the Allegheny River?
look, I looked at the river, and it's not the best. They've been polluting that river for a long time with
Oh,
all them
wow.
factories right there.
I think
Like
that's
it's like green, bro. But it's like the scenery around it is beautiful. Like that is probably like walking along that river and shit. I almost missed my flight. So I woke up at like 4 a.m. and like I was walking down the river, like smoking, having coffee, like talking to people. Like everybody was friendly. Like
You smoke?
like not cigarettes.
Okay, all right.
I don't smoke cigarettes, but shout out to Stizzy. If y'all
Right.
want to sponsor the podcast,
By the way, we
I
are.
ain't the only one that hit this.
By the way, we are missing one. Chris Vera is on assignment. He's actually in my home area taking care of some business. But Chris, if you know you're watching, safe travels back, buddy.
Shout outs from the Yay area.
Oh, you damn right. Of course, that's home. So let's get into this. So there were some awards dished out for the league, and there have been some great debate about these particular awards that have been awarded to these
Ooh,
players.
yeah. Ooh.
So anyhow, first off, I think the consensus was quite obvious that the game that we just witnessed back on July the 23rd, can't believe it's already been 30 days already since it happened. But
Damn.
nonetheless, the Nightcrawlers Insomniacs Championship game was voted as the game of the year.
I think undoubtedly it should have been.
It probably was unanimous, so I really don't think anybody will get an argument about that. Yes.
I think it was
The
closer than I
deciding
thought.
committee 10-1 vote. I didn't ask what the other game was. I'm assuming it was BIC versus the U, and it was probably Big Rob. If I'm just throwing it out there, but 10-1 was the vote, is what I was told.
So I guess you could say that's one trophy for Vegas, if you will. I was quite shocking to find this out that Scooter was a rookie this past season, and he was awarded.
He hadn't played a spring season,
Okay.
so
Well,
that's why he was considered a rookie. He played in fall brawl.
It still shocked me, but nonetheless, the quarterback of the Insomniacs, Scooter Scott Hamilton, wins Rookie of the Year. So another trophy for Vegas, if you will. Mr. Cunningham, who
Congratulations, Savion.
is very special on the 3-on-1 return. He is the returner of the year. Perhaps the game against Sick alone probably helped him win that award with all the returns he had.
Incredible.
Yeah, the highlight reel was just him returning kicks against Sickwood,
Yes.
who has a great return coverage team, which I found to be fascinating. So, man, one of my favorite players. He was my pick for Rookie of the Year going into the season. Clearly, what the Insomniacs put together put him on the shelf for that. But
Right.
I'm glad to see him win an award of some sort because he is really like that. That dude is
Yes.
special for anyone's team. OTT's very lucky to have him on any team. That dude is going to be a star. And what OTT's, I think, building into the fall, I think we're going to see some great things out of Savion as he's only had to play one side of the ball and do what he does best.
When I commented and told him congratulations, he actually tried to hype up the broadcast team and said, I had a great announcement team hyping me up. So thank you
Well,
guys.
thank you for the plug, Savion. We
So-
appreciate it.
That's a young man who knows how to work
Yes.
the media.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's how you get love.
Yes. Thanks for the plug. So the last two awards, the final one is definitely questionable.
Man.
We'll get to that because I see passion is ready to come out of your eyes right now, big boy. So Mark Bagway wins the Offensive Player of the Year. We can see why. We saw it up close in person a month ago. Well, he was very deserving as well. I mean, like I said, there was a process of how these votes came in.
Do you have MVP on that list anywhere?
No.
They don't ever give awards to a person twice.
Oh,
So-
okay.
I'm saying that not knowing one way or the other, but it's possible it's because he's going to be MVP.
Mm.
So I don't know why the
Okay.
league does it that way. They had a Rookie of the Year last year that probably should have won Defensive Player of the Year, and the cat from the BIC, I can't remember his name right now. He was clearly the best defensive player last season, but because he won Rookie of the Year, it went to the next guy in the voting.
Well, with that said,
That might explain a whole lot.
No, not that Bagway wasn't.
No,
Bagway might
Bagway,
have. Look,
yes.
Bagway, if I'm not being biased, if I'm not attached to the Vegas division, would be my vote for MVP.
Mhm.
I mean, who did more for their team
Logo.
this season?
I mean, the only other, like, I don't know, just playing against them, like, Logo. But, I mean, RTC, obviously, like, nobody found a way to stop him.
Right.
Like, nobody did. I think the deciding factor
somebody did
to
knock
me,
him out.
Oh, but still, it didn't stop him.
No,
though.
he still wanted to keep
Like
going.
it's still
Right.
like
Right.
even knocking that man unconscious. This man who literally only, like, to quote him, only takes chicken nuggets seriously.
Right.
Like
and burritos.
this man, like, he don't work out for shit. Like, that's not this man is just showing up all natural, and he is above and beyond. Like no matter what, if you know he's coming, you can't stop him. Like it's been proven.
He's special.
Like he's special, and not taking anything away from the logos, from Bagway, from anybody else really. Just off of the fact that the Insomniacs at the end of the game stopped Bagway. They couldn't stop RTC.
Right.
And so
especially on 4th and 4 to seal the game.
I know.
Right. Well, maybe they couldn't stop Munchie on that, but they couldn't stop.
I am biased.
couldn't stop either.
It does help when Schufer takes away 3 defenders in one play.
That block was
Despite RTC having a flat tire getting in the end zone.
Speaking of which, the real estate
fucking
agent
block.
I was talking to 2 nights ago used to work with Munchie and used to coach with him.
nice.
Didn't know his nickname was Munchie. I was like, this guy? He was like, oh, yeah, that's him.
But now here's the one that has garnished some questions, if you will, and that is the defensive player of the year that went to Mr. Baskerville, Trey Baskerville. And there was a lot of debate and a lot of back and forth as opposed to this award. So, Scotty, because I know you're about to unleash Stormbreaker, so go ahead.
I mean, not even that. Like, because I don't want to take away from the dude or anything. Like, honestly, what I think this comes down to is voting. Like, who really showed up in voting,
Right.
and like, because just going back, I can't tell you, and this could be me. I was watching a lot of film on the teams I thought that Vegas was going to face in the championships. So maybe this is my fault as, part of the broadcast team and as part of somebody who covers this league. I ain't know who the fuck he was. No idea. I couldn't tell you right now who he plays for.
The
Renegades. But in our conversation, you said he didn't pop off to the tape
He
for the
never
point where you
popped
paid
off
attention.
The tape at all.
Right.
And like to have like the defensive monsters that we have in Vegas, and like to have Henderson snuffed for that, to have AJ snuffed for that, like you know what I mean? Like everything else kind of makes sense, especially when you explain like you can't win things twice, but to have Henderson and the fact that it's not between AJ and Henderson is
That's outstanding
bananas
to
to
me.
me.
Yeah.
And
That's
like I
crazy.
get AJ kind of like on the stat sheet he struggled in the championship game, and that maybe that's what it is. But if you looked at how he progressed during the game, how he adapted, how he changed, his game plan and his ability to adjust in the A7 game and turn it not into a brute force game, but turn it into like him using his brain to keep contained. I think that kind of gives him the edge up because, I mean, we talked about it before. Once Henderson hung his head, that team lost.
Yeah, once you break down the championship, AJ, very first play from scrimmage, gets a sack.
Yeah.
Right? And then they run to his side maybe 2 more times the rest of the game, and they're like, no, let's avoid that cat. Let's do everything, backpedaling, running away from his side, because if we go to his side, it's a problem.
It's almost like the Dion effect. You don't throw to a side, you don't run to a side. Kind of something along those
very much so.
lines.
Yes, very much.
So, and to your point, that's affecting an offense, that's affecting a defense. Right.
I talked about it very early, and I wanted to get these guys like to understand, to be a part of a good defensive, to make a good defensive unit. It's especially from the edge. It's not your job to show up on the stat sheet. It's really not. Like if you're showing up on the stat sheet, it's because the other quarterback is making a mistake, and he's holding on to the ball too long. Like your pressure is your job. Your containment is your job. Like the DB's job is to deal with the ball once it gets in the air. Your job is contain and pressure. So make him think fast, make him get rid of the ball fast, and make him make a mistake. If he's holding on to it, that's his mistake, and that's your ass.
And mistakes were made.
Right. And
games were won.
made.
I think
Shout out to Q for stepping in and like breaking down the game from a mental standpoint and showing it's not all about, like, football's not all about who's the strongest, who's the fastest, who's the whatever. It's about who can break down this game the best and execute it the best. And him seeing what was happening, how they were busting, like getting these first downs on these little like pitch back plays, and he did it twice in a row and literally saved the fucking championship.
I think sometimes, a stat that really doesn't get enough credit is hurries and rushes.
Hurries, pressures.
And I think sometimes those particular things, I really think sometimes tell the story better than actual getting sacks. Because, I mean, if you can make a quarterback, decide a second too late as opposed to when he wants to throw the ball and you affect his timing and rhythm.
You're right. But I think if you just break down that game, right? So there were 3 picks by the Insomniacs in the game. And how many of those did AJ cause, do you think? I don't know. But all the other times we had the opportunity, the Insomniacs, had the opportunity to stop the Nightcrawlers. It took turnovers and or interceptions to do it. So in the grand scheme of analysts and people who are watching the game, if you're not able to get somebody in a 3-and-out on occasion, how good could your defense actually be?
True.
And there's not very many champions, Insomniacs, Saints in the NFL, who have won championships based on a turnover defense versus a punishing defense. It doesn't happen too frequently, so when people see it, they don't give it a lot of credit, but it's how the Insomniacs had to win that game because they could not switch up their defensive game plan enough to take care of the backstack the way the backstack was so good versus the Insomniacs that they absolutely had to keep trying to do a turnover defense instead of a stopping defense.
I just got a text from Coach B from the Insomniacs, and AJ had 21 sacks in the regular season. 21 sacks.
That's amazing.
And we're not talking about hurries.
That's amazing.
That's a lot.
That's amazing.
It's crazy.
That's a lot. And he's sharing the pressure with other people.
I mean, that's 3 per game.
And also looking at the chat that, yes, shout out to Scooter. Yes, you did your thing in every single game. You always find a way to pick people apart.
We haven't gotten to Scooter's award yet, have we?
That was
it was the first one he talked about. We kind of breezed right over it.
I said I didn't know that this was his rookie season, as opposed.
Oh, right. We didn't break that down at all. But we'll come back to it.
Yeah. But shout out to Scooter, man. You
super deserving.
Yeah,
absolutely.
The only person I would have. There's a couple.
Kenny.
Matt Kenny was another one.
Matt Kenny. Like that's. Honestly, it has to be between those two, in my opinion.
Look, Matt Kenny is
you give it to Matt Kenny in my opinion, you give it to Matt Kenny because it's his first actual season.
And Kenny's my MVP. But if I am drafting a team today that I need to build around, he is the first person off the board for me.
No disagreement.
Now, RTC is number 2, but Matt Kenny is number 1.
Now, there is a suggestion that I made for next season, which I said we need to have a Lineman of the Year award, certainly.
It should be called the Matt Kenny Award at this point.
I agree.
Right.
Then I also suggested,
and it should be somebody on their neck.
Right. Or it's a pancake. It's just a pancake.
Then I also made a suggestion because, of course, Big Rob is famous for the Huss Huss, a Huss Huss award for like the sickest juke move of the year. Just to add to the repertoire of awards. Maybe even have a Coach of the Year award. Why not? I'm just saying.
Shout out to Knox said the Holding Award.
The what?
The Holding Award.
I mean, you kind of have to hold somebody to throw them, but it happens.
And Scooter says that he would have chosen Mac or Davik over him.
And
Davik would have been good too.
And that's not surprising that Scotty makes that answer. That's not surprising one bit.
Well, you throw Munch in the mix. I mean,
shout out to Knox. I haven't seen
that whole
him in a
team
while,
was some stacked rookies, quote unquote,
yes.
Right? I mean, they had a bunch of guys that they pulled out of not playing in A7 NFL, built this team with a bunch of solid cats. They did grab some A7 NFL guys too, but all those guys they brought to the table that hadn't played before had a shot at that Rookie of the Year award, and they were just flat out amazing. I mean, hashtag we're just better.
If that 4.22 kid can learn how to catch, that'll be a problem. I don't know. They didn't win, like, for him to be that fast and that agile and them not to win that flag tournament with the other weapons. I don't know what the deal is. From what I hear, he never played football before. Like he's a track kid or something like that.
He actually was on the Vipers in the XFL to start the season.
The rumor mill is full of shit.
Yeah, the rumor mill is full of shit.
I don't understand. Like that's so. That's what they were. Literally, that's the first when he ran that. That's the shit talking I heard on the side. Like, this is how crazy, like, it could be. This is how even though it's Vegas versus everybody and all that bullshit, like,
we also hate on each other.
Fucking crazy. Like, can't we
he was
just
on
give
the
people
Vipers
their
roster,
fucking
but he
flowers?
didn't play because he injured himself preseason.
The man was talking
That's what he
shit.
said.
Like, real life, the man, I don't even know his name. Like, I didn't talk to him or anything.
Davion Clayton?
Devontae
Is it
Clayton?
Devontae Clayton?
I'm not sure. I
thought it was
don't know your
Davion.
name, brother, but
D. Clayton.
he was talking shit.
Is Mark Clayton his uncle?
I don't know. He
Right.
was talking shit like they were running the 40 at the combine, and he was laughing at everybody's time. And he was talking shit. I got $1,000. I run a 4.2, maybe a 4.1.
He says
he was close.
he came over to me. He said,
And he ran
It
a
was crazy.
4.2
He said-
cold.
he
Because he said
said,
it with confidence.
What the fuck?
I'm gonna run a 4.1
Yeah.
and then I'm leaving. I was like, you got a game to play. He's
he
like,
said it in confidence too, like just stone cold look on his face too, like I'm gonna run a 4.1 and I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Like,
Man, look, it was. I mean, respect. Like, you know what I mean. I've never seen him around before or anything. Like, he's very high level. So like, we have the talent that we have we're putting together out of Vegas. Like, I hope other people are building, and I'm not just talking about adding coaches.
I hope we're building too. I hope we're
absolutely.
not just having guys jump from team to team. That people are out recruiting, grabbing these guys. I mean, there's a whole section of guys. I mean, the Govs are coming over, right? So we know there's at least 30 dudes
Shout
that
out to Tim.
weren't involved with A7 previously.
Right.
A few of them were, but they're coming into the
Majority
A7 this
were
fall, right? The Saints,
Yep.
they were going to put a team, and most of those guys are now going to play for the Gold with Jeremiah. Did you guys know that's how the Gold came into the league?
yeah.
Mike Howard
I
actually
did anyway.
joined the A7 as a coach.
Yep.
We came up with the concept of his team name of the Gold, a playoff of the Saints. And then when he got there, he got frustrated with some other things that were happening around his life. So he put Jeremiah in the position to operate the Gold.
Oh, interesting. Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of that, speaking of
Oh, so wait, we're back on the awards, and I'm sorry, I want to go back into.
Hey, y'all know I get sidetracked fast.
Right.
No, that's
It's
fine. That's
tequila
fine.
in
That's
here.
fine.
That's
That's
All
fine.
right, we all pulled a Corey Hammond.
Hey, man, and you know what?
I'll
I can't say
try.
it enough. I can't say it enough, man. For as much as people try to pit like East versus West and us versus them and all that bullshit, I had so much fucking fun hanging out with those
Oh,
guys.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
Like
absolutely.
honestly,
Absolutely.
still like
Absolutely.
from everybody from the three like on camera to everybody behind the camera that came out here. Like, I talk a lot of shit about y'all production. I really do. But
Deservedly.
you guys are fucking awesome. Like as people, you guys are awesome. And I aspire to be as good as the 3-on-1 guys. I really do. I don't know. I think I'm fucking fun.
No, it's just being around them, being around the Jaffos, which, by the way, check them out after our show at 7
Jaffos
tonight.
too.
Shout out to Jaffos, JP and Country K and DJ Matt Sticks. I mean,
Jaffos, Jaffos.
yes.
Go.
I mean, just being, but just being around them, like there was no tension, like everybody was just comfortable, and we were just shooting
Bro,
the
the
shit.
Jaffos watched my son for a couple hours.
That's awesome.
Just shooting the shit
it was
and,
cool.
and just talking ball and like I said, at the broadcast house, which we did a big hour and a half Jaffo edition of the championship game that night at the house, which
Yeah, we did
I wish
after
you
the
could have been a
game.
part of, but I know you
I
had
had to get a little man.
to
back.
get a little man back home. But I mean, it just
That was fun though.
just the camaraderie was just amazing. It really was. And
I hated that podcast, by the way.
Shout out to RT.
No,
He just
because
hopped on.
because of the things that were being said, and I could not rebut. I was listening to him like, I want to jump in and say something. But I had my moment last week. We're
Shoot it in
good.
there.
You did have your moment last week. So,
Yes,
so
one
back to
thing-
the awards. What do you want to say?
man.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was about to sidetrack stuff.
Go.
Go.
Okay, so I want to bring the podcast.
Training off the rails yet. Let's go.
This is just what I do.
Just pull his fucking cord. Here's a nickel.
You
Go.
guys are fucking surprised. You should watch a little more often. So I want to start breaking down. I want to start breaking down A7 a little bit more X's and O's on this podcast, especially while we have the time in between the seasons, while people are preparing really and like trying to get used to the speed. I want to start selling the sport more. So if there are games, plays, defenses, anything in particular you think we should highlight on the show, any aspect you think we should highlight, I would like you to either send it to me, send it to Blaze, whoever you got to get it to. Let's get it broken down. Like, I want to start talking more football, and like, because honestly, like I just kind of been kissing everybody's ass the last couple of episodes, and I just want to get back to more football, and try and elaborate on why our game is so good for us to be able to show out our skill range and our growth year to year. A lot of us are coming off the couch and we're seeing good progress throughout the season, but the off season needs to be made not just for being in the gym. Because if you just work out and you're not working out your brain and you're not out doing drills and all that kind of stuff, you're gonna get hurt. Like doing those bodybuilding workouts that you see, like that's how people get hurt. Like, because your tendons aren't getting as strong as your muscles are, your body's not used to it. I want to start getting people prepared for the season, regardless of what team you play for, regardless of them lining up against you or with you. Man, I got a lot of love for the league, the players. I got a lot of faith and a lot of hope in these players. And I just want to see us all get better. And I think we could do that as a panel. You know what I mean? Like, be able to like break it down throughout the week, be able to look at like the different ways, the different
Bring out the
divisions
telestrator.
are played. Like
You stole my thunder, damn you.
I'm serious. Like, I really want to. Like, I think we can do that.
Come on, we need a telestrator. What you got?
with the talent that we have, like in production and stuff. I think we can get it done. And I'm just want to say it out there in public, like to challenge all of us to be able to get it done. And that means everybody at home too. Like, I want to see what y'all think.
I really would love to use a telestrator to live during the broadcast. And when you're not like the games you're not playing in, and you're in the booth with us. Like, I really want you to break it down and circle and draw like mad.
That would be awesome.
What I'd love to see from you is the best way to defend the Tampa Bay Nightcrawler is backstack.
Like I've been thinking about
Yeah,
that
so
one.
let's break it down real quick.
Here we go.
Wait, do we want to save this for a later segment since we're still in the awards?
No. He brought it up.
So let me bring it up to start. I'll set it up, and then I want to hear from you. So the way that Tampa nullified our rush slightly was with what they call the backstack play. Logo Davis or Mark Bagway would be a quarterback, and the other would be off the ball or would step back off the ball, and it'd be a pitch backwards to him. So now you got three down linemen who are rushing one guy who is no longer the quarterback. The quarterback is over on the other side of the field with only one guy rushing. So nullifying the rush, basically making it man-on-man for a rush. That was the advantage that they came up with, and we never came up with anything as a team to stop it except for trying to get to the quarterback faster.
Right.
How do you defend that?
So what I would do is I would take more, and I could be wrong. Like, I think that like the coaches on the staffs of a lot of the teams in the A7 are going to come up with way better strategies. But like the thing I was thinking was kind of put more coverage guys on and play more basketball defense on Logo and Bagway.
Like a zone?
Like, no, like stay in front of them. Don't let them get past you.
Like
make them throw the ball.
Yeah, see,
He's got a gun. Like, I understand they have the gun, but I just think that with the athleticism we
Make him
have
use
on the
it.
back end, like, I'll take that risk.
Make
Well,
him use
Like,
it.
here's my assessment.
Right.
If you have a DB who doesn't mind contact, you rush the backstack quarterback with that man, just like you would rush the actual quarterback. Make it so he has to make a split decision, and the quarterback now has to make a split decision. Because if he's back 5 yards off the ball, and you sprint there to get to him, you could actually intercept that ball, or make it so he has to make a tough catch, or tackle him right when the ball gets
right.
there.
And that's kind of what Q did. Yeah.
And if he's on the line, you get hands on him. You push him back, so that way you are bumping him
Right.
every time. So if he steps off backwards, you're already in pursuit. I think that's the way to pursue that.
Right.
Oh, snap.
Oh, we
We
got
have
a
a phone call.
Very
Our first one.
first in the history of the other side of the ball podcast, we have
A
an
caller.
incoming caller. Who it is?
Hey guys, this is Corey from Jersey.
Oh, what's
Oh, of
good?
course
The hamster.
Let it be Corey Hammond.
Of course.
What's up, Corey?
Hey man, I just wanted to shout out, love the show. Think you guys are great. You guys going over
Love you, Corey. You usually have a lot more to say.
All right. You must have got that good weed when you were out here.
I'm a caller.
Okay.
You guys are going awards?
Yes.
Yeah, we were talking about
What did you guys
awards.
think of Defensive Player of the Year?
Bullshit.
I didn't even know who
said,
he was,
no
honestly.
slight on him. No slight on him. I'm not saying anything about him. I'm just saying after watching tape and watching like throughout the season and trying to pay attention, I just think the two most standout people on defense in our league were Henderson and AJ. Period.
I say that Vegas doesn't, Viking excluded, doesn't watch enough film on the east side of the ball. So I have nothing to say about nominations and winners from that side when I haven't seen all of their gameplay. What do you think, caller?
Who do you guys think you won?
AJ or Henderson is what Viking said. I can't disagree with that.
Do you guys care what I think?
Of course.
Yes, we want to
That's
know.
what we're asking.
All right. I don't know if I have anything to do with any of this, by the way. But if I were to have a hypothetical vote,
Mm-hmm.
Hypotheticals.
even though Trey Baskerville is one of the most dominant defensive ends that I've seen, because even when he doesn't affect the play with an actual stat,
Right.
at 6'6", as athletic as he is, He affects the play every single time. And I'm hearing an echo every time. That's why I'm, stuttering in between. But I will say this. If I had a vote, it would have been for A.J. McQuaig, because I think the 27 or so sacks on the season, even though we could talk about the, regular season, competition that he's facing, 3 out of the 7 weeks, I don't know.
Fair point.
I will be honest.
Point. Fair point.
Trey did have a pretty good game against that 0-7 team, the Boston Omegas, so maybe that evens it out.
Yeah.
But I will say that AJ not only is a top defensive player, the stats show it. He's the kind of guy that I would award an award because he showed up every play, he showed up every game, and even on the plays, guys, that he didn't get a sack or he didn't get a fumble recovery, he didn't get a swat on the quarterback, especially in the championship, the relentless pressure from that Insomniacs defensive line, they may have looked silly trying to chase Mark Bagway down, join the club. But you know what? I have not yet seen Mark Bagway look as tired as he did in that fourth quarter of that championship game. And I credit the defensive line and the defensive pressure from the Insomniacs for that specific instance. And if you look at the last play of the game, Mark Bagway was not a thrower or receiver option because of, in my opinion, the relentless pressure from that D-line led by A.J. McQuaig. Guys, thanks for letting me call in. I appreciate it. Love you guys. I'll listen to it after I hang up. Bye.
First time, long time. Bye.
Thank you, Corey. Appreciate it. That was, of course, Corey Hammond from the 301 podcast, giving us our first phone call live on the other side of the ball.
Makes perfect sense.
He echoed what you said, Viking, but I mean, there's a lot to be said there because Corey actually has seen all of those games. He's called most of them and is a great football mind. We all know. He might talk a little more than anyone else on earth, but we love his perspective, and the dude knows how to break down film better than most people in this game for sure. So thanks, Corey.
Anthony's funny.
Yeah, he is.
He said, of course, Corey takes over this show too.
That one hasn't popped up in mine. Oh, there it is. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so there are some changes going on in preparing for the fall season, which happens in my born month of December. Shout out to Sagittarius, it's all across the world. So, there's of course.
Hang on, before we get into that,
Okay.
I didn't give Scooter his flowers on the Rookie of the Year thing.
Go ahead,
I don't know if I was distracted over here.
Go ahead.
If you take the time to break down the tape with Scooter Hamilton, that dude is one of the most accurate passers I have had the pleasure of calling a game for in my history. I love his approach. I love the way he sets up his feet before he throws, his mechanics. I enjoy them. They're not my favorite, but he's very consistent with it every time. So the ball out is the same every time. The players know what to expect with the rotation of the ball every time. He is a fantastic quarterback and might even be a better runner. What he did for this league in this season is only beat by what he did in the all citizens game in front of 5,000 fans at Michelob Ultra Arena and had the viral video that went out when he took off and ran and scored a touchdown. When people were like, that is the biggest quarterback I've ever seen in my life. He is a flat out athlete though. We were calling him a skinny guy in a fat suit by about the 5th game of the season. I love me some Scooter Hamilton, and between him and Sterry, I think they would be my quarterbacks in this league if I was drafting today and I had the pick of the litter.
Can't say nothing about that.
All right, so sorry about that.
RTC is getting in shape.
Uh-oh.
That's fucking scary.
That is scary.
That's scary.
Fucking scary.
What?
That's fucking
Doing
scary.
sit-ups instead of just sitting up?
I don't know what he did. Man, he's down 10 pounds.
Doing curls instead of just curling the
he
can
didn't
of
say he
beer.
was down 10 pounds. He said he's dropped 10 pounds. Now, see, the choice in words right there, kind of means something in my world. You know what I mean? Like, I break down stuff like that. So he dropped it means he did it on purpose. So
Yes.
he's actively doing stuff.
Yes.
And if he's doing that on top of chicken nuggets, it's over with.
So you want to talk about accolades? If you want to talk about accolades, now this is just from here's Scooter stats for the season. So he was very efficient, 89 for 133, 1549 yards, 31 touchdowns.
How many
One
picks?
interception.
Do we know who got that pick?
I think it was in the first game of the season. Somebody on sick with it.
I think so too.
yes.
I don't want to say if it wasn't Packer, it was somebody else, but it was.
It might
it
have
was
been Packer.
Scooter, who picked you off? Let's see it in the chat. I know you're in here. Or Scooter's dad.
Somebody.
Scooter's dad will never say who picked him off.
Here's the kicker. Okay, 5 1-point conversions, 11 2-point conversions. Of course, the
Championship points.
The Viking
Yes.
rule always go for 2.
Go for
Yeah.
2.
He's
Right.
been saying that all
Go for
season
2.
long. Okay, so 28 rushes, 208 yards, 7 touchdowns
Rushing.
7 touchdowns rushing,
One in the chip.
1 on the chip. Okay, when he ran for conversions, twice he got the 1, 2 he got the 2.
Damn.
Not to mention, he also caught 2 passes for 14 yards.
Just to do it all.
God damn.
How many of
that's-
those were
did he have any
deflected that he
run
caught
backs?
and run with? Yeah, how many run backs?
Question.
But think about it though.
That's
Think
what
about it
what was
though.
his yak?
That's the way the Insomniacs were built coming into this season. Everybody played multiple roles.
Yep.
Think about
Yeah.
it. Not one man really played just one role all season long. They were all doing a little bit of everything
Right? So
and winning doing it and having fun doing it, which I think is even the greater thing. They were having fun.
who asked if he had any returns? Was that you, Casey?
No, I just asked
All right.
that.
So remember when Daniel Oakley went in
Yes,
at
yes.
returner?
How
Yes.
angry he ran.
Yes.
He actually ran it well.
He did very well. I would be terrified to see Scooter on a return if I was a 170-pound DB.
No, yeah, right. No, I'd make a business
Well, of course, we
decision
go
and move
back
out of
to
the way.
we go back to was that the right call last week and how on the play he just
Look,
shot put at somebody with his body.
he actually, man, I saw Scooter get boomed for the first time in the championship.
That was
game.
shocking.
Yeah,
to
that
see.
was
That was
shocking.
shocking.
But he gave it. But he
He
gave
got
it back.
right back up.
He
He
gave
got
it back.
hyped. That was that. That's
Oh my!
'cause, we're used to seeing him run stuff. I would be interested to see how many truck sticks he had.
Yeah, my favorite moment of the podcast last week is when Will Franklin said that Scooter was leading with his shoulder when old boy hit him in the belly after the play was over and just dropped down. I'm like,
Yeah, no.
no.
That's
That just
his
proves
shoulder's
that
not that
sometimes
big.
referees are
Big ass shoulder.
blind.
Right. Even on replay.
Even on replay, yes.
he just gave him up.
Okay, now as we've been trying to get to this subject, but we've been stuck on the awards. So, of
AVN
course,
Awards?
no. But I mean, there's been a whole lot of back and forth with Trey and Tone starting the Outlaws.
Oh my God,
Oh,
that
yes.
post today.
Man,
Ooh,
that shit got
wee.
spicy.
Shout outs to Mouth.
Yeah.
Living up to the name.
We know Mr. McWilliams is not afraid of
You gonna talk?
mixing words, as we saw that in Bullhead City with the Nightcrawlers during championship weekend. But
He got something to say.
he's
Yeah.
not afraid to speak his piece, that's for sure. So it was kind of talked about during the season that the
This was
Insomniacs
known,
won't
yeah.
be the Insomniacs coming into the fall and going into next year. With that said, I mean, obviously you can't replace a Trey, you can't replace a Tone, but the team is so well put together, you don't think that that's not going to be much missed from the Insomniacs.
You
going into the
can't. You
fall.
can't say that.
No, you
There's
can't say
no.
that.
There is no like. Oh, well, and people are gonna talk their shit, and my now teammates are going to talk their
I
shit.
was going to say, they're
like,
replacing Tone with
Yeah,
the Viking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like,
They've added the Rainbow Bridge of Asgard.
But there's other aspects. Like these guys are real fucking athletes. There's a reason they branched off to start their own team. Like, and a lot of respect. I think the organization looks dope. The logo's dope.
Yeah.
Like I think the people that they picked up.
Oh,
is
yeah. They've picked up some
fucking solid.
amazing
They got a
people.
squad
Yes,
on
they
them,
do.
and it's gonna be a fun game to play. Like
sure.
I don't know. Like I'm looking at this a little more different. Like you know what I mean? Like I love playing this game, but like something about being a part of the driving force of this league it just feels better to me. I love playing this game, but I also at the same time like I can't wait till I'm working for the league full time. Like I can't wait for that moment, and I'm gonna
Right.
force it.
Yeah.
Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts
Are you
about
going
it.
to force it or insomniac it?
No, I'm gonna force it.
Will you be using Mjolnir or Stormbreaker? Which one of the two? The
Man,
hammer,
look, I'm
hammer or the
gonna
axe?
go the way of selling a bunch of really high end sponsorships.
Okay.
Oh
and
my
then-
goodness.
And I'm gonna just do that.
Here,
But
here is my thought
That
on
message you just unsent.
Hold on.
Whoa,
No, he
what
didn't.
happened?
No, hold on. Okay, so in addition, Wow.
I just think they're
Savion is
fucking-
also joining the Outlaws?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, he is.
Oh, boy.
Bro,
That's what I have heard.
Whoa.
Yes.
Well, there's a caller coming
Cunningham.
in.
We got another caller.
We got
Whoa.
another caller. But yes,
Welcome
Cunningham
to the other side of the ball.
The
How
Outlaws
are
is
you?
what I've heard.
And Yodi.
Whoa.
And Yodi
Yodi
Mac.
Mac.
And
Yeah,
Yodi
I know
Mac.
about- I know about Yodi. I know about Yodi.
Yeah.
They got a squad.
Yeah, they do.
Wow.
Caller, how are you?
I'm good. Let's just make history tonight. First of all, okay. Let me just say, I'm first of all. Tired
Hello,
of
Will.
Frank being the favorite
Hello,
part of
Will
anybody's
Franklin.
fucking podcast around here.
What's up, Will?
Will Franklin join us
What's
live.
up,
How
guys?
are you, sir?
Trying to be like you when I
just
grow up.
wanted to shout out. I want to shout out Blaze and Jonelle for this weekend, man. One thing
Oh,
Vegas
man.
is really good at is community engagement, and those guys they rocked it out this weekend, man. But I do have a question. I do have a legit A7FL question.
Go ahead.
So let's say Reno provides 3 teams for the spring. You guys are A7FL Nevada. So if Reno provides 3 teams in the spring, being that there's only 8 teams allowed in a division, are the divisions getting restructured? Because if Reno has 3, that means Vegas is only allowed 5.
Well, I'm glad you asked that
If you guys are
question.
A7FL
I think I know
Ooh,
the
yeah,
answer to
doing
this
homework
question, but I'll let
next
Derek
season.
do.
How's that gonna work?
Will coming in with the big brain questions, man.
All
Well,
right.
I've seen.
If you want to get
that's that good shit.
nitty gritty down, so our contract says you will generate 8 teams for your division. I have the only division that generated 8 teams. So if they're going to hold to the letter of the contract with 8 teams, every other division also must have 8 teams, or I'm going to have as many fucking teams as I want.
Well,
How
There
about
you
that?
go. How about that?
That boy's
Shots fired.
feisty.
All right. So, but the real answer is, so
Reno.
if it comes to pass that there are 3 legit teams in Reno, they will be playing in as part of the 8 teams of the LA division.
interesting.
Oh,
Nice. Interesting.
that's an easy fix.
Very
there.
interesting.
So that's been our workaround. And if it gets above and beyond that and I have to, we will buy out another division if we have to. But right now, if we were to go into contract negotiations about that, I will challenge them on the 8-team part, saying if you're going to hold us to the letter of the law, everybody else needs to refund me for not having 8 teams the last 2 seasons.
Pay the man.
So it's the max. You're allowed to have a max of 8 teams.
It
but if you
doesn't
don't
say that in the
fill up to
contract.
8, then
It says every division, the division owner, the division shall generate 8 teams. It doesn't say max. It doesn't say minimum. It says 8. So if we're challenging the number of teams that are in the division, you can't just challenge the overage. You also have to challenge the underage.
Yeah, well, I was getting ready to say, if that's the way it's written, it almost makes it seem like that 8 is more of a minimal number than if they say must generate 8. That makes you think the minimal number you must generate is 8 to be a legit division.
Right. So the contract's
it's
written how
not-
it's
I don't
written.
think it's the
Yep.
minimum. I think it's the max. But some of this stuff still is
that's
above
how
my
it's
pay
written.
grade.
But
So I
That's
Will-
how it's written.
You asked the question. It does not say maximum of 8 teams. It says 8 teams.
okay. Hey, listen, I don't know, but all I know is Reno, Blaze, and Jonelle. They are really excited about getting that division up there going. I can't wait to get out there. You know, I got family up there. I just came from there. Just came from the event, but you guys doing a hell of a job out west, man. I just wanted to call in real quick, shout you guys out.
Yeah, I second that. I saw all the work that everybody was doing out there. That was absolutely awesome. And if they get a hold of those,
Man, that
those
was a hell of an event.
If they get a hold of those rugby teams up there, oh, it's gonna be. They're not gonna be put out like some regular ass teams. These guys are gonna be out here hitting.
Blaze showed me a picture of 8
Oh no,
Polynesians
listen.
Yes.
When we were there, this all Samoan team.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna
Man,
be
these
crazy.
guys were just my God.
There's
the
possibly
physicality
a
of the league
Polynesian
definitely
team
going
coming
up
to
as
the
Reno gets
7
going.
NFL
There's your
Reno.
O-line right there.
It looked like they were averaging 3 1/4 between the 10 of them.
But by my
Like-
understanding, one of the teams coming in is possibly all Polynesian.
Oh,
so
boy.
that's their whole squad.
One person we haven't talked about that is eligible to come back is the poly kid from I can't remember. He goes
Local
by
kid.
local kid
Yeah.
on Facebook. He's one of the best linebackers in the league.
Yes, sir.
And if he can keep his temper down, like,
Yeah.
and honestly, like if he hopped on like an all poly squad, I guarantee you that would calm him down a lot because he has to listen.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't just act like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
then you get that when
That's
you
it.
get home.
Yeah.
Like you just can't. And I'm excited to see him be able to be. I hope he comes back to play because the energy he brought was deeply missed on that OTT
For sure.
defense.
Oh, yes.
Mama Kelly just said Joel is his name.
Joel, man, shout
Yes.
out to Joel,
Joel or Joel?
man.
One of the two.
Joel, whatever it is, man. Shout out to that kid. He plays hard. And that's a rugby player.
Hey, fellas, I'm going to let you guys get back to it, man. I'm going to stay tuned in.
My bad.
Thank you, Will. Thank you for calling in, buddy. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Will.
Hey, love you guys, man.
Love you back.
Love you back, brother.
So we just had our first 2 callers on the other side of the ball. So apparently, as you can see, there
Both
is
from the East Coast.
Yeah, both from the East. No pun intended. So there is a number, as you can see on the screen. So if you want to call in, call in.
Sometimes you can see it on the
Tell me when I'm wrong.
So, and Mama Kelly just basically seconded you by saying that he is a beast.
Oh, yeah.
So, interesting stuff going on. Speaking of these, a lot of interesting stuff going on in the East. The Snow Tribe had their little OTA get together.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Whoa.
That's a bigger whoa than Savion joining the Outlaws.
Well,
Yeah.
Man, come
here
on.
comes,
Don't
but
do
here
that.
here lies the question.
I don't think so.
Well,
You don't think it's
I
going to happen?
understand. No, it probably will happen because they're gonna have to do something to even. They can't even get to us right now, and I'm gonna talk my shit until next season starts. Get the fuck over it. Y'all can't even get to us.
Right.
Of course, you're gonna have to build that fucking team.
Yep.
Like they got to get past Florida.
It's not. It's
And
not.
have
Well,
to-
they. It's. They
point blank
got
period,
to.
Not even having nothing to do with Vegas. They got to get past Florida. Good fucking luck.
They got to build. I
Go
think they
ahead.
got to build a super
We're
team
gonna
to
play
get past
Florida.
that.
We're gonna play
I'm just
Florida.
saying.
We're gonna play Florida every year. That's what that's gonna be.
All right, Dub. Once you finish the
Until
setup.
y'all make it back and take it from us. Fuck it.
Let's let Dub finish the setup.
That's Bill's kicking in.
I love it.
Well, Huff was on the Joffos last week. And JP, again, shout out to the Joffos. Check out their show after we're off the air at 7 o'clock on their YouTube page. Huff was on their show. And JP came up with the term nuclear option, for lack of a better term. So, is it to say that the Northeast, who want to get back to the championship stage now that they've not been in there for the first time since the league's history?
I'm talking all that shit. It's the first year they missed.
Right.
That's
With
wild.
that said, do they have to build a super team just to compete, not just with the Nightcrawlers?
No.
But also with the reigning, defending, undisputed champions of the league, the Insomniacs.
Let me jump in first.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm gonna be wrong.
I'm gonna take the Big Rob approach. Had BIC showed up with all of their players against the U, the game might have gone differently, and they're a better team than I think the Watchmen were, and I think they beat the Nightcrawlers with the squad they already had, right? If guys show up, that's a big if, and that I will say that part of this game and this league is about being there on game day.
Well, again, your best ability is availability.
Absolutely,
Even when they're
and
travel games.
right, and these dudes are not preparing themselves to take care of the team the way they want, and if BIC allows guys to not show up to games like that, they will continue to have this problem. So until they start taking this shit seriously like they need to, Vegas will continue to be above them. I feel like Huff showing up to a Snow Tribe practice in August tells me the East is taking this shit serious.
Yeah, they should. They have to now.
Right. Well, if they want to win. So shout out to Vegas for putting A7 on notice that if you want to play this game the right way now, you have to play this game the right way.
The old Larry Brown adage, play the right way.
I don't know. I think it's a great combo. I think it's awesome. I think they're gonna blow out a lot of people.
A Huff on Snow Tribe is scary as hell.
It is.
It
It's
is.
gonna be incredible. But I just think they had to. I do. BIC didn't have to, but anybody else does.
Right.
And I honestly think that the Watchmen are great, but Nightcrawlers are gonna if they show up with that squad, and even scarier if they make additions. What the fuck is anybody gonna? You're not.
Additions
And
that will
BIC,
actually show
like,
up and play and be there
and
game in, game out.
BIC is the only one that I think can, like, with their personnel, their ability to break down the game, control the game with their size, their athleticism, and their knowledge of A7 will be able to overtake that. But I think that's where the battle lies. But I mean, now the Snow Tribe have thrown. Now preseason, what it's looking like is those are the three teams we have to game plan for.
And let's be clear. Every division right now is operating on borrowed time until South Florida and Texas gets involved in this thing.
Ooh, deep in the heart
Texas
of.
is going to
Yes.
be crazy.
If you just look
Get a
every
bunch of
year,
them oil rig motherfuckers out here.
you look every year at the
Shit,
top
I'm gonna be
25
in the
high
booth.
school,
Farmers too. Shit.
right? You look at the top 25 high school teams every year, and there's always 5 from Florida, 4 from Texas, 1 or 2 from Nevada, 1 from Jersey. There's 1 and 3 from Cali.
Yep.
Once they start paying attention to this brand the way we pay attention to this brand, shit will change.
Don't forget about Georgia either.
And hopefully by then we're in our professional thing. We can recruit from all areas, and I can pay dudes to come up and play.
Right.
So we don't have to deal with that shit. But
Baby
for now,
steps.
when it was an opportunity to be Vegas versus everybody, the first real opportunity we had a full season and did our shit, we won that shit. Vegas is the best division in the
Another
NFL.
Another
Oh,
caller. All
another
right.
phone call.
Our third caller.
Apparently, I
of the
was
show.
wrong again.
Caller, how are you?
Hello,
correct.
gentlemen. Good to talk to you again.
JP, brother, how are
Hey,
you?
how's
Fucker,
it
how you
going?
How's it going, guys? So I'm looking at it this way. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, they need a super team. You need a super team in order to compete and make it and everything." I want to make one thing clear. When Huff said that, it wasn't about we need to create all of this in order to compete with you. It was more in a sense of we're doing all this to prove that we have the better athletes in the entire country, area by area. So I look at it this way. It's actually a good thing because it's taking the league into an area where you can possibly start having almost each state having their one super team going up against everybody else. So that's what I'm thinking it could lead to, and it's actually good for the league.
I agree with that. I just think that if it was a Jersey super team, there'd be a lot different cats on that squad. It wouldn't just be who Snow Tribe usually has with
And
Huff and a couple guys.
Just because Huff showed up, though, that doesn't mean he's Snow Tribe.
True.
That's
He's
absolutely
feeling
true.
out his options right now. So I mean, if he's going to Snow Tribe basically to sit there and recruit, that's what he's aiming to do.
Sneaky.
He's all business.
Sneaky.
Hey, look, I
Sneak
didn't even
attack.
think about that.
In professional, they would call that tampering.
Look,
Well, I don't know what the tampering laws are in A7FL. But
None.
Tamper all you want.
there
Right.
we go.
Tamper away.
All right.
I've said that in the bedroom a few times.
Here we go. It was bound to happen.
Did you say
Man.
pound to happen?
Bound.
Oh, okay.
Pound Town, what?
Here we go.
Oh, I made it.
I knew at
Never
some
mind.
point it was.
I got a really cool.
Hey, JP, shout out your show, buddy. Shout out your show. Give us the links.
Oh yeah. Get on tonight. We're gonna have Luis Ojeda on
Nice.
for a conversation with
Awesome.
us.
Awesome.
The All Pro Jaffos going live at 7 p.m. on the Pernada Bros Productions YouTube channel. So get to that right after this with the guys here, and be prepared for a very interesting and insightful conversation with Mr. Ojeda.
I hope he doesn't give up all the cookies. He's got some secrets.
I bet he does.
I'm sure he'll keep some of them in his back pocket.
Let's hope so. Tell him I'll be
All right,
listening.
fellas. Y'all have a great rest of your show.
Thank you, JP.
Thank you,
brother.
JP.
Thank you, JP.
A great show after this.
Yes.
Dub said it again. Said it before. 7 p.m. All Pro Jaffos, the very first non A7 media outlet to cover us seriously. We appreciate everything they've done for us and the love they give.
And of course, they're from the Bay Area, so you know,
We won't hold it against them.
hometown ties.
I'll hold it against him.
Of course you will.
As far as super team goes,
Okay,
I kind of want to go over this. It's kind of cool this came up tonight.
go ahead.
I kind of went over this a little bit on Facebook, went back and forth with Yodi Mac and Matt Ryan and a few other people in a post about a super team being built. After thinking about it, I don't like the term super team. I don't. I think powerhouse is more of the way to put it because the Insomniacs, people are going, oh, well, the Insomniacs were a super team. Look at who they had. Well, yeah, they had talent, but to say they had a super team and they had all the talent in Vegas would say that everybody else on all them other teams was fucking trash. And that's bullshit.
Right.
They weren't. So that's why I say powerhouse, because we're the Insomniacs powerhouse. Abso-fucking-lutely.
Yeah, the East Coast.
Do you have to build a powerhouse to compete now? I think so. I think what Huff is trying to do in building a powerhouse team, I think that's what it is. It's more powerhouse than super team.
I would agree
Because
with
you're not
both
going to leave
assessments.
trash on any teams in any of these divisions, no matter how bad they are. I mean, it's every player on that team isn't going to be trash. There might be some trash on that team, but not every player on that team is going to be trash.
Touche.
I mean, and I think Darnell Richardson was one that said something about well, they were a super team, and I said, but Darnell. So the way I look at that is, you're saying you were trash. You weren't talent. Like
I don't think
come on now.
I don't think
that would be
the opposite of super team is trash. I think what people are saying is they got all the best players from Vegas onto one squad, which is clearly not true.
No,
And
absolutely not.
What they did was form the best team of guys that they like playing ball with.
And that's what I said in my comment on that post
and they're going to get better next season.
Was they all played together. They built a team of guys. They played together and liked playing ball together. That's what that was. That wasn't necessarily a super team.
We got another call.
Another caller.
Bing bong.
Caller, welcome.
Hey, I just saw the podcast was on, and I heard you guys saying about super teams. We're not a super team. We suck, honestly.
Who's we?
Insomniacs.
You mean the national champion Insomniacs?
No. Listen. We suck. Everybody else just sucks a little bit more. I'm a super team though.
How about you introduce yourself so we know who we're talking to? I recognize the voice almost, but I cannot put a finger on it.
I'll put a finger in it.
Oh, this is just Anthony.
this is Anthony. Okay. That makes
Hey,
sense.
Mr. Chicken Nuggets. Hey, can we ask
Who
you?
gives my name a good representation? Thank you, sir.
We got to know, RTC. What's your favorite chicken nugget?
From what place that is?
Chick-fil-A's.
Chick-fil-A's?
Asian sauce. Yeah.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A.
We're going to have to hop on getting that
Chick-fil-A-
sponsorship lined up for the man.
No, I won't allow
Chick-fil-A
them.
is crack.
Not to get political,
man.
but they cannot sponsor this show.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
That's right, because they're not open on Sundays.
Sponsor me on the low. I mean,
Yeah,
Right,
wait.
I was gonna say, let's
You do
let's
what you
just
want to
throw
do.
RTC some money.
The stuff I'm in control of. No.
Heard. Look, man.
So,
So how do you feel about the movement that's been going on in the Vegas scene? Do you think it's good for A7? Do you think how do you think it's going to end up playing out as far as for the Insomniacs and for the league as a whole?
it's gonna be good. I like everybody moving around finally, but when it comes to Insomniacs, I mean, we just better.
That's been the motto since day one.
Has been the motto.
It's been the motto since day one.
I mean,
It's
build all the team you want, but we enjoy playing with each other. We got each other's backs, and motto, we just better.
So, RTC, are you happier with the rock in your hand or playing DN?
Honestly, I like playing DN.
There's a
run the
certain
ball
different
because,
fire that comes out of you when I see you playing on the defensive side of the ball. That I feel like if you had that same fire on offense, like you, not only would you continue domination, you'd probably run trenches and like dig holes into the ground, man.
There would have to be a couple stretchers.
Yeah, you're a special athlete, but I love seeing your defense.
Go
This
ahead,
is why I love that Tay is back, so he takes so much of the weight load away from me, so I can play defense.
Hashtag Tay Freed.
I can't wait.
He is
No longer free.
Tay
Tay is hashtag
He is
free.
free,
Tay
and he's
is
ready
free.
to run some people
Free
over
at
for
last.
sure.
Man, look, the rotation we're gonna have on the D line is gonna be insane.
Oh,
Free at last. Free at last.
Scooter, don't do that to us, buddy. Don't do that. He just said a lot of us we played different position in the fall. You guys will enjoy it.
Scoot already said he's not playing quarterback this fall.
Oh, he is not.
No,
That's what he
he's
said.
not.
Okay.
So, are you gonna? What positions are you gonna end up playing if everybody's playing completely different positions?
Tailback.
Returner.
Could you imagine Scooter at tight end?
Scooter is receiver one.
Could you imagine Scooter at tight end though?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He does a great
Yeah.
job blocking. I've seen him do it before. I saw him do it a couple times in a couple games in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
But put him at tight end with those hands and that speed and that hard to tackle side, man. That's some scary shit.
Wait a minute, Scooter. You're not going to play at all. You're just going to coach.
Oh,
Front row.
Ruh-roh.
Oh,
That's all
Now
right.
everybody's in
Hey,
trouble.
look, take a season off. It's all good.
Oh yeah, save the arm. You are very welcome, Steve.
so RTC, who do you see coming out of the East Coast again next year?
Ooh, night crawlers. BIC after they got that rookie, they got a good running game now. Even though they got Courage Mosley, but that rookie is fast.
Right,
Was that Rico? I think his name was.
Rico Brown.
Rico Brown or
Yeah, I think
Issy?
so.
No, Issy. So
It was the cat that played for
I can
Soak
see
City,
Watchmen
right?
coming out again.
the
Okay.
Watchmen did play good football.
Yes, they did.
Who would you like
We're
to
not
see?
going to talk about Ohio. 'Cause no team in Ohio.
Let me ask
Man,
it this way.
look, they keep adding coaches and not adding players. I don't understand it.
Let me ask it this way. So there's talk of cross pollination and in season games being played. If the Insomniacs could play 3 East Coast teams, who would they be?
Give me you, BIC, and Tampa Bay Nightcrawlers again.
So he wants all the smoke. Give me your top
Yeah.
3.
Yeah. I
He
was,
said,
he
I want
said, "Bring 'em all."
Anybody that's hitting, come get in my way.
Will Franklin just said there's an
If we play
Ohio
all 3 of
team.
them and we win,
They can't say shit.
They
they
can't
can't
say
say we don't play competition.
Exactly.
Right.
Facts.
So Will Franklin just said there's a team in Ohio forming called SVT, and he has them in our national Final Four.
Okay.
Remember what happened to the last Ohio
Man,
team?
look.
You remember what happened to the last security guards?
Oh man, all them Amazon drivers had to call off on Monday. So nobody got their packages on Monday.
But RTC certainly delivered, that's for sure.
He don't drop nobody off. He just
Oh.
running shit over.
Scooter just co-signed on
Yeah,
SVT.
he just coast. Yes, he did. He said that would beat the brakes off the chaos.
Oh, it's a flag
yes.
team.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
All right, then.
But they don't have RTC. They can't be that electric. I'm biased. I like watching the film.
Insomniacs is really a flag team.
Yeah.
correct.
Oh, for sure. It like everybody is a national level flag player
Right.
at the core of that team. For sure.
Love it.
Man, brother, I can't wait to rush with you next year. I'm excited.
I can't wait to see you on the field. I'm going to miss you in the
That's
booth, but
going
I
to be-
cannot wait to see you on
that's
the
gonna
field.
be-
Oh, I can still come up to the booth
Definitely.
before and after, right? Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, cool.
But
yeah.
if I could have Viking calling Viking on the field, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
We'll get you mic'd up during the game.
Yeah.
Mike,
Yeah,
we
I
definitely
say-
got to hit the gym.
Oh man, hey man, I'm on it. I stay in Henderson, man, but I travel. I'm off work at 5, man. You call me, I am showing up. Period.
I just threw up 305 today. I'm so ready for next season.
Oh, let's
boy.
get it. Because
Oh, boy.
I just did,
Spoiler alert.
man, for the first time, I did 335 with the heel incline, the heel elevated squats for 12. So that hernia is feeling good. So
Beautiful.
I can't wait.
Well,
I'm trying to get, man.
the
I got my
Hey,
hip
look,
popped in
I
last
got a
week.
lot of weight- I got a lot of weight to gain before I can.
JP just said don't mic up the Viking. But I think the Viking might be implementing the Al Davis rule the first 5
I
minutes
say
of
a
the
lot
game.
of really nasty, and RTC has played some flag games with me. I say really nasty stuff on the line.
I believe it.
it's. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
How many times do you say booty hole?
a lot. It's
He has
generally.
no filter. I don't know what's wrong with him.
I have no.
Oh, there really
filter.
isn't. You're absolutely right on that.
I had to. Yeah.
His give a shitter's broken.
It's completely broke. I don't
Sometimes
understand.
he'll just say some out of pocket shit, and I'm just looking at him like, "What the fuck did you just say?"
and coming from you, that's hilarious.
Like you ain't never had the urge to kick in the door while your girl is shitting and spit on her feet and just stare at her.
I mean, I sit on the counter.
Where does this come from?
It's just it's fun. I don't know.
Look, if you're not having fun, you're not having fun. Let's go.
Exactly, man. Football's supposed to be fun. I'm not good at this shit. I gotta have fun while I'm doing it.
Stop selling yourself short.
Look, did you see these fucking athletes that are coming in?
Listen, I see what you mean because literally when I run past defenders and don't touch me.
Right.
Not even a little bit.
Well, when you can jog 95 yards like you did and just make it look seamless, I'm in awe. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's a good point. RTC, break down the final run.
Do you see who my line is? Like, they take it
absolutely.
personally.
No, absolutely.
It's ferocious.
RTC, I want you to break down the final run, 4th and 4, speed option right. I know that wasn't the original play call. Munchie collects 3 guys, and you get a calf cramp at about 15 yards to go. I want to know what was going through your mind. Because you didn't even look over to see if anybody was behind you. You just kept going.
You just kept running.
We were in the huddle, and they originally called a comeback to Munchie.
Of course, 4th and Munchie.
And I looked at them. I said, yo, it's 4 yards. Fuck no.
Yes.
Marshawn Lynch in the building.
Give me the fucking
We called
ball.
break out the huddle, and Munchie was like, I trust whatever you want to do. And, you know, I gave the sappiest Friday Night Lights speech ever.
That's my guy.
So Munchie doesn't know we audible to a fucking speed option, so he's lost. So he sees me gets the ball, and he just throws the best block I've ever seen.
Three people.
And I'm just like running. I'm like, I feel a cramp coming. I was like, I think I can make it. And then the cramp was like, you're not making it.
And then the cramp said,
That's exactly what it looked like, too.
Your little leg lock.
The fact that you made it
And then if you watch after I fall on the ground, you see Davik gritty past my side.
right, over the top of you.
Not even realizing you're hurt.
Yeah, I'm just like, yo, I'm in real pain.
So,
No, the funny thing is because when
Munchie's calling for
Munchie's
a
coming
medic,
out-
Right.
when
you
Munchie
see
was
Davik
coming
in the
out, I thought
background.
Munchie was like doing a prop on you, but like, no, he really is hurt.
I thought Munchie was coming to give him like the Hulk Hogan and lift his leg up and count 3. But he was trying to stretch him out.
Oh, could you imagine if they'd have Boston crabbed him?
Oh, my
Like,
God.
he
Oh
was
God!
sharpshooter.
Oh, dude, that's what I thought he was gonna do.
Like, if they put me in like the walls of Jericho or something, I'm just
Oh shit!
Hey, but thank you for making the moment.
Thank you for winning the fucking national championship.
Yeah,
Will,
no
man.
shit.
Thank you so fucking
Oh no,
much.
that was Scooter and Davik. I've got to be Scooter Davik in the line because they were on one all night.
Yeah. Yes.
You guys as a
did.
team, like every
The
single
entire team,
person
yes,
on
but-
that team contributed on a
Yeah.
big play somewhere, sometime. I don't
Somehow,
recall
yeah.
a single person that I know on that squad that did not do something special that day.
It really. You
I've
guys-
never said I love you to Q so many times in my
I
life.
bet.
But I mean, I think the one thing that hopefully is documented on this documentary that was being talked about, I really hope they pretty much just show you guys the emphasis of the word team, because that's what you guys really were throughout this season. Like, there really is a joy when you guys just play together, and it shows there out there on the field.
Not so much in the airport though. Just saying.
I mean,
I missed
we're
that
not gonna talk about the airport.
Man, look,
Just know Chris was being Chris that day.
Of course, mouth was mouthing.
man, he always got
But-
some.
We all gel together. We all gel together so much. Like, if you guys notice, like, I don't even care about playing running back anymore. It's just I do my 4 to 5 plays, and if I score, I score, and then I just get out because it's like I'm not gonna stress about playing time like that because we're all equally good.
And then he goes in the stands and gets a burrito and sits in the stands and talk with the crowd.
That's exactly what I do.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen it.
If the first
And that's only because they don't serve
if
chicken nuggets.
Devontae
That's
is
true.
having the game and he scores 3 touchdowns, I'm going to get a burrito.
All right, one more question for you. Best food item at Lot J Tacos.
Ooh.
Ooh. It was definitely the burrito.
All right.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, definitely.
Of course.
I've not had the burrito. I got to get on it. I tell you,
the burrito was fire because every time he comes off the field, I'm like, does he have a burrito? Does he have a burrito? And then, it's in the
we
right
would
hand.
we would have side bets
Mhm.
on which quarter you would end up in the stands with a burrito.
I don't think you understand. Every game, I have something in my bag that I'm snacking on throughout the game.
I believe
He really
that.
is Marshawn Lynch.
I believe that.
What's the
Like,
marinated
he's-
pork called?
No, like freak athletes can eat
Carnitas?
anything, like
No.
before, during,
Carne asada?
after the
the
game.
reddish pork.
Carnitas?
Carnitas.
No.
It's not
so
carnitas?
I can't think of. Damn it! I'm ruining the show. God damn it!
Pastor?
So they also have a quesadilla with the pork marinated, the red pork marinated. I can't think of the word right now, but that is my favorite thing on the menu. But I haven't had the burrito
Talking
yet.
about the
So
Brea taco.
The
little
Brea.
Brea taco.
no, not the
Birria?
burrito. That's beef.
No, usually it's goat.
I don't know what it is.
It's normally goat.
Birria
Yes.
is goat.
Al
Yeah.
pastor.
Al Pastor. That's
Okay.
the word I was looking for. Thank you.
Okay.
The Al Pastor quesadilla. Like the way the salt hits their cheese on that. That's perfect.
Can Latte
Of
make
course,
a quesarito?
of course, Steve would know because Steve is the ultimate sponsor for Latte Tacos, and
Yeah,
he's,
Latte
he's,
nice.
also, he's also the president of the fan club.
Right. Him and Blaze both.
Yes.
You could tell them to sponsor you with a burrito every game.
Hey, run with that.
definitely.
Run that.
You
yes.
just need to put a lot J on your back because nobody ever sees your front.
I promise you, I'll run down the field as I'm running the ball with a burrito in my hand just to show it off.
I don't doubt that.
I want to see it.
I don't doubt that
Oh no!
one bit.
I need the eating the ball celebration like it's a burrito.
Oh, if he runs over to the
Definitely will.
no, if he
I'll
runs
make
over
sure one
to
of my
the
teammates
to the
runs on the field
to the
with a burrito
goalpost and
That's
just
it.
picks up a burrito,
Oh, like T.O.?
like T.O. signing the ball, and he takes a bite of the burrito.
Or better yet, do the Bo Jackson, just run out the tunnel, just run straight to the taco truck.
That would be
Oh,
amazing.
man, there's that. There's always that. You can run straight to the taco stand. They'll serve you first.
We need to get them inside the fence next season,
Yes,
so I don't
yes.
have to go so far.
Yes.
Yeah. So
It's a
nobody
trip.
has to go so far. That was
Yeah, that is. a
Okay, I
long
care about
walk.
other people. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, sure. For everybody. That's what it is. For everybody. Yeah. Man, thank you very much for calling
But
in.
all right,
RTC.
fellas, thank you for letting me call in.
No, thank
Appreciate
you.
you,
Thank
Appreciate
you
you,
for
brother.
calling.
Best in the game, brother. Appreciate you being around, man. Thanks for coming back.
That was Mr. Wilkerson talking about Boston crabs and burritos and chicken nuggets. So we've come to the final portion of this show.
Would you put chicken nuggets in
Ooh.
a chicken nugget burrito?
Oh, absolutely.
RTC would for sure.
RTC?
A nuggerito?
Like if he showed up with some chicken
much,
nuggets.
yes.
If RTC showed up with some chicken nuggets, would Latte Tacos chop them up and throw them in a burrito?
I
Oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely. I bet you they
I
would.
believe they would.
Ideas.
I said he took the burrito only because they didn't
Yep.
serve chicken nuggets. So if they did
Yeah.
both in one, that would be his dream right
Oh
there.
yeah.
Well,
I said nuggerito, but if you change that you,
I can't say that word. I've been beat up. I've been beat up
Oh
too many
my
times.
God.
I don't need to get beat up again.
who would beat you up?
When I was in prison, I lost 2 one-on-one fights that were bad. I fought twice a week for like 52 weeks straight, or 56 weeks straight. But I lost
God.
I lost 2 one-on-ones. Bad. A little essay and a big ass Muslim dude beat the shit out of me.
Well,
Bad.
I want to meet the little essay.
Hey, look, the way he whooped me, I felt like I was playing a video game because I never saw his hands move, and like it was just like the lights were going off. Like it was like ding 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 ding. That shit fucked me. He beat the shit out of me. That shit was funny. He was from Rockwood in L.A. Yeah, he really beat the shit out of me.
You look
That
like
shit
you were
was
playing
funny.
for the White Sox, didn't you?
Yeah, no, and then he hooked me up with some of the best White Lightning I had. I don't.
The
It
White
has
Lightning.
not been 7 years since I've been out. Never mind. Hypothetically, I ain't been out for that long. I should shut the fuck up. My bad. I apologize, big homie.
So you guys are friends now?
No, hey, he was like me and him ended up being really good friends after that. Like
That's awesome.
He was a baker. He used to make me cinnamon rolls all the time. He told me I was the first person he had beat up in like 12 years that didn't go to sleep.
Okay.
And I was like, thank you. I don't know.
Don't know
that's
what to
supposed
say to
mean.
that, yeah.
I still got beat up. I had to stay in my cell for like 2 days. I was so beat up. You catch a write up if you come up all busted up. They want to do an investigation and shit. So I just sat in and took the write ups.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun. Can't wait.
Yeah. Don't ever do that. That shit ain't fun.
well, it's your turn to lead off with our final thoughts.
Oh man. Stay in school. Don't do drugs.
Drugs?
No, seriously. Like I want to say that the A7FL means something to everybody, and what I mean by that is even if you don't take this shit serious, like as far as you think you're gonna make it to the next level or anything like that, at least you're getting some entertainment out of it. You're getting some fun out of it. Even if you're just out here talking shit and making fun out of us, you're getting something out of it. Everybody's getting something out of this, and even if it's just a little bit of hope, man. Like sometimes people need just that little bit of spark, man. Faith runs out. You know what I mean? Like, so faith to me is based on like your belief in something else that you're not necessarily sure is there. You're believing in something you can't prove. Hope is based in you. Hope is based in anything you can fucking accomplish. Hope is maybe it will fucking happen. And maybe hope is just a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds. Maybe hope is just getting a viral video out to show for your kids or some shit like that. This gives fucking something to somebody. It's gonna give, and it could give everything to that one person. And I just want to say, man, like, thank you guys for like for continuing to share this dream with me, with Derek, with everybody involved in this, man. Thank you for continuing to share the dream for the athletes. And like I appreciate the support that we're getting and all the shares and all that. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to everybody that's relying on this, like to stay out of trouble on Saturday, to stay out of jail. You know what I mean? Like to make sure your child support is paid up so that you can drive to the fields. Like, I mean, and it might not, that could be dumb as fuck to some of y'all. I ain't fucking talking to you. Like, I'm not. Like, some people got their shit together. That's cool. Fucking keep your shit together. Cool. That's fucking hard for some people, and I'm one of them, man. Keep your shit together. And if it's for this, do it. Man, do it, and thank you for doing it. I appreciate it.
Viking. Cutting another promo, man.
Yep, there you go.
You are
Every
bulletin board
time
material every time you get on the microphone, brother. I love
Every
it.
damn time. Never misses.
That is what we call passion, ladies and gentlemen.
Man, I love
That's
it.
passion.
All right, so you gonna have somebody else go next, or
You
wanna
can go
volunteer?
next.
All right, so now that we're in the off season, we normally drop bombs on this show. I think the first bombs that was dropped was that Savion and Yodi Mack are going to the Outlaws, which is
Yes.
crazy.
Amazing.
I don't know if it's a bomb yet because I haven't really inked the deal, but I have decided to go ahead and build out our minor league football app, which all of our players will then be able to see all of their game film, all their highlights in one location without having to go to YouTube and search. It'll be searchable functions. And then all of the minor league football around Vegas and everywhere else they would like for me to house their games will also be on that app. So it's a future building out for it to be a large platform for the future for all minor league football to be on that platform so everyone can see it, everyone can register there, and trying to build out something special. This has been part of the plan since I stepped into A7FL. I realized that there was a need for organization within the minor league football ranks, and I've been doing my damnedest to try to get to every single league and help them achieve the greatness, or at least the organizational skills to be great, so that they can have a foundation to build on, because every one of these leagues is special to somebody. And if we can help them figure out how to be as professional as possible so that people can come to expect certain things, that everybody can grow. So rising tide lifts all boats. If we all grow as an organization, all grow as a community, football community, we all get better. We get better athletes. Everybody, and ultimately, that app is what I think will be getting us all paid on top of Tubi. So stay tuned. I told y'all guys that I was on one, and I'll be getting y'all paid. I think that's the way I'm going to do it. And final thoughts, I just want to say one more time, thank you, Mike Howard. I know you're up there looking down on us. Appreciate everything you did for us.
Mr. Cox.
Man, I cannot wait for the fall season to come around. As many teams as we have and can possibly even still have come into the fall for Vegas, the talent that's going to bring, the eyes it's going to bring. I'm excited. I'm excited to get back in the booth, too. I miss it. I'm not going to lie. I miss it. The booth is kind of where I live.
Fun.
Yes,
Right.
They are.
They're long days,
And
but they're
having
fun.
these two beside me in the booth, Dub and Viking, definitely make it well worth the long days.
You guys make an amazing team. If we can just get our teams to give us their right rosters so we can call the right names, we'll all
Right.
look good.
Yep.
Well,
Hey, I fucked
And
Crowns up so
that-
bad.
He
and
told
that's-
me right before the game, and
I'm
I
gonna
still
take part-
called him Cannon for a whole
I'm
game.
I'm gonna take partial responsibility as the play-by-play guy for that, for not making sure that I had the right roster for my team. That falls on me.
No, fuck that.
No, it does. It does.
No, don't shoot.
I learned that
Don't
in-
shoot.
I was gonna say, about
Don't
time
shoot them
you
no
said
fucking
that.
bail. They need to have their roster in and
Well, they
right
do.
Friday night before the game,
Well,
not
they do.
Sunday coming up handing
Well,
you new
yeah,
shit.
no,
Like,
absolutely.
get
But
your shit together.
but I
If
could've
we're
been
going to be
reaching-
professional,
I
and you
didn't
want us to be
start-
professional, you be professional.
I didn't really start reaching out to them and hounding them for rosters though until probably the last 3 weeks.
Not
of the
your
season.
job.
Hey,
So,
hey, but some
but I
of them
felt like
teams
it
are
should
on
have
it.
been.
Jeremiah
so.
was always on it with
Yeah,
the
he was.
roster. You know what
He
I mean?
was.
Like Mark
always
always
is.
sent in his roster. The
Yep.
Insomniac sent in their roster.
Yep.
I mean, you definitely called Stone Marcus Betts. Or not
few times.
Burton, Marcus Burton.
Yes.
But, that's still the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Your response to it was the best, and I won't repeat it on air because it
I don't
sounded
think I
kind of
should've
racist.
said it. I don't think I should have said that.
But it was
There's a
amazing.
lot of things I said that I
Yeah.
shouldn't have said.
before I give my thought, Pierce, come here.
Ooh, Peanut.
Oh, peanut,
Peanut,
Peanutty.
get your ass over here.
peanutty nut.
Hey, this man does a lot.
Yes, he does.
God, this kid is so smart.
Again, I'm all about giving people their flowers. I did the same for Nick.
You're
And
as
it's only
big as
fitting
him.
that I do the
on
same
a
for
knee.
Peanut. This guy just works just as hard as his dad, and he works hard with his dad to do edits, to do shorts, to do films, and it's only fitting that he gets some love too because he works just as hard as any of us to put what you see on live on air. So I just want to give you your flowers. Good.
I'm gonna give you some touches.
Peanutty.
Yep.
Thanks, Pierre.
Another one of the behind the scenes guys that does so much for this,
But
that is
as you can see,
unseen and unheard a lot of times.
as you can see as we do this show, this is a real genuine brotherhood, and we generally enjoy being around each other, talking ball, shooting the shit, and just being around and fellowshipping. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's about fellowship, it's about being a team, but more importantly than that, it's about being there for one another and lifting somebody up when they're torn down and being that pillar of strength when it's needed. And you can see that there is a joy doing this. Like, we really literally get excited on Wednesdays coming in here and providing a form of entertainment for you guys. And of course, now we got phone calls, which again, shout out to the 3 gentlemen that called in today, and hopefully that's with more to come. But as you can see, it's a really joyous time. Like Casey said, I miss being in the booth, having a headset, calling plays, and hearing the Viking being the Viking. It's just a fun time, and we really, really hope that you enjoy watching as much as we enjoy bringing it to you, because we really do enjoy doing this. This is why we do what we do, and this is why we love what we do, because it's not work, it's just fun. And if you have fun, then you're not working. So with that said, I know we're over the limit, and we got to get out of here. So shout out to Chris Vera, who couldn't be here, but we know we're watching. Hopefully he will be back next week. For Mr. Cox, for the Viking, for the championship owner, Mr. Duncan.
Yay.
And for Pierce, not Pierre.
God damn it.
And for Mr. Blaze. And for Quan. Special thanks to Corey and Will and JP and RTC for calling in. We appreciate it. There's a number, so if you want to call in next week, do so. But until then,
One naked booty scoots.
he got it in just before the time limit. We'll see you on the other side of the ball.
I need a hat.
No pads? No problem.
And a shirt.
BNBS.
Ladies versus everybody.